Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you some coloring books that I've purchased in December and January so far. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Alright guys, so I've been fairly good at purchasing coloring books, meaning I haven't purchased many for the last few months of the year. And then come January, I went a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I've actually got quite a few to show you. So let me just go through that with you. I did get a few supplies, but I didn't get that ready. So yeah, I'm not going to share that with you today, but I will do other videos that show it. I did pick up this Elegant Faces by Inktober. You guys know that I have been loving my surreal fantasy, which is this one right here, and it's the same artist, so I thought I'd give it a try. And like that one, this one does have doubles, and so I've marked it there. I did already complete a page, which is this one right here. It isn't as fantastical or whimsical as the surreal fantasy, but I love the way that she makes her faces, and even though it's large, it's still doable to me, and I love her artwork. In fact, I might actually get her Japanese one too. I think it's Japanese dolls or something like that. She also has a mermaids one, but for whatever reason, I am not a huge fan of coloring water, so I don't tend to gravitate towards mermaid themed coloring books, which is weird since I do live in Hawaii. So I did pick up this Elegant Faces by Inktober. I picked up this one, A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. This is her most recent one, and I have to say, of all of the ones that I've seen, including the other three that I own, this I think I like the best, and it's the only reason I purchased it. I had seen a few flip throughs, and I like the art style, but I also like the people in it. I think that's what I like the best, because I actually don't gravitate towards animals. I don't know why I keep buying these, or at least why I bought the first three, but I really like quite a few of the images in here, including mermaid watery ones, which I know I just said I don't really gravitate towards, but I think they're cute. I like this little dodo bird, so I haven't done anything in this yet, but I am happy that I picked this up, and that is A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. I picked up this, The Magical Colors of Fairies. I want to say I saw this on Jamie's channel. Jamie loves coloring, and so I picked it up. The only downside I've seen with this coloring book, and I saw her flip through it because I think she completed a page, was that it is a top flip. But unlike the Jen Katz books that I have, it's smaller, so it doesn't take as much space away, because with the other one that I have, the book is larger, and so it makes it more cumbersome. This one seems a little bit easier to manage. It's easier to flip this way. Well, yeah, see, these top loading ones I'm not a fan of for this reason here, but I really liked the images, and it's less about the people and more about the big-eyed things on the page. I think they're so cute. So I do plan on working and getting at least one of these pages done for the month of January. But yeah, I thought it was a really cute book. Yes, Amazon printed. It feels like Amazon paper, but these kind of single-sided books, I generally do alcohol marker in, so the paper quality never really bothers me, and I don't scan things. For me personally, one, it's hard because I don't have access to a really good scanner, and two, it seems like a waste of my money because I've purchased the book. I don't want to then scan it on better paper that I also have to purchase. So I never do. But that's The Magical Colors of Fairies. This is by Angela Gonzalez, and this I did pick up from Amazon. I did break down and get another Carla book, and I want yet another one, her most recent Spooklets, but I haven't gotten that one yet. I did pick up Fashion Circus. I do have a buddy color that I'm setting up with my girl Chelsea, so we'll be doing that I think this week. And I really like, because I was actually looking at several, and I liked that this actually had a few men, because I don't know that the other two that I have do. Like, this pulls very masculine, although more of a David Bowie unisex kind of masculine than anything. But I really enjoy Carla's work, and so I'm happy to include this in my collection. I don't need to complete my Carla collection because there are a few that I just am not a fan of, but I am happy that I have this, and I am looking forward to working in it. I did pick up this. This is actually my very first Kristen Caron book. This is Characters Through Worlds and Times. This is her most recent one. I really, really love this book. And this is the one that I completed, and it started off really rough. I'll talk a little bit more during my completed pages, but I could not be happier with the finished results. I do have a little bit of splotching, and that's just because my alcohol marker was a bit weird, but I love how she turned out. I'm looking forward to doing more in here, and I think the images are just so pretty. Like many of my other coloring books, when I find an artist I like, I tend to go a little bit crazy. I am trying, and that's the operative word, to be a little judicious about what I'm purchasing. So like with some of my other ones, once I get more done, I might pick up some of her other work, but I am very happy with this one, and I do look forward. There are no doubles in here, and by the index, there are 25 images, right? 5 times 5, yeah, 25 images in here. So that's plenty to color, and there's a whole bunch of different styles in here by way of girls, time periods, and whatnot. So there is definitely a lot of variety. So that's Characters Through Worlds and Times by Kristen Caron. I did break down and buy another Zan Von Zed book. This is Ladies of Leisure #2. Now, I didn't realize, I wasn't looking, that this is line art. This is not grayscaled, and I do prefer the grayscaled, but this Ladies of Leisure #2 only comes in line art, so that's fine. I've done a few just line art ones in some of the other books that I have, and I enjoyed it. So I love the artwork. It's just with a grayscale book, it makes it a little bit easier. It's less work on my part, but the imagery is still beautiful, so I know I'm still going to enjoy this. So that is Ladies of Leisure 2 by Zan Von Zed. Now, some of you who've been here for a minute might laugh at this one, because I actually had this. I owned this last year, and I was trying to, not trying to, I unhauled it, and I used it as part of my, I think it was August giveaway, and so I gave it away. And then I was watching Poet, and it's usually either Poet, Jamie, Sarah, or Emma, but she had this. She actually has 2 of these, and she hadn't colored in it, and she was flipping through it, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, that really was a pretty book. And so I bought it again. We do have 2 watercolors set up in here, and I actually really enjoy my mythographic books, and so I've already started on one of them. This is a sneak. This will be completed by the end of the month, and I'm really loving the color scheme, and it's fully inspired by my girl Poet, because she does love her blues and her purples. And then the other one that we've set up is actually the page right behind it, which is this one right here. I don't know that I'm going to get this done this month. With Poet and I are just watercolors that we do, just her and I. We just like having an ongoing list, and then we just get to things when we get to things. There is no actual hard and fast deadline for us. But this is a really awesome book, and there's just so many different pages that I want to do in here, and it does fit a lot of the boxes that I like. It's detailed, there's architecture, there's fantasy elements, and I really enjoy it. So I did pick up this mythographic. The artwork is done by Fabiana Attanasio, and that is Enchanted Castles. I did also pick up the most recent mythographic, which is Wild Winter. That is the artwork by Joseph Contenbong. Poet and I also have two watercolor set up for this. I haven't started anything yet. Now, this jellyfish page is not something that I would gravitate towards, and so when she suggested it, I'm like, yes, let's do that one, because I normally would not have done it, but I actually have some ideas on how I want to do this, and so I am looking forward to it. And then the other one that we've set up is this narwhal. Again, not a picture that I would normally gravitate towards because there's water. However, I think she's really cute. I like the composition of this. It actually looks fairly simple and straightforward to me, so I'm looking forward to this. And in this one especially, I noticed there's a lot of people in it, and I actually really like that. And so I think this is probably one of the best ones that I've seen. I've seen Danny of Caligoralicious. He was flipping through, or maybe it was Pixie. Maybe it was Pixie. I've watched videos from both of them today, but the Wanderlust one, and I keep going back and forth on that one. If for any reason I'm in a Walmart and I see it in person, I might just pick it up. But this one would actually make 6 mythographics that I have, and to me they're quite simple. I know that seems weird, but I just attack these with alcohol markers and do a little embellishing with white jelly rolls and glitter gel pens. So to me, it's an easy page. And if I don't know what something is, I just color it to something that's similar and it just kind of disappears. But yeah, I don't know that I want to add more, but I kind of want more. So it's the struggle, guys. But this is a Wild Winter mythographic, and the artwork is done by Joseph Contenbong. Okay, so now we're getting into the books that I purchased off of Etsy. I actually really enjoy Coloring Heaven coloring books, and so I don't go straight to Anthem, which is the publishing, because I used to have a subscription with them, but I don't like the random element, and I don't like all of the books that they put out. They do sell them in Barnes and Nobles, but here in Hawaii, it is 3 to 4 months behind, if even that, because I think I've seen some in there the last time I was in there, which was in December, that were from like May. So yeah, I don't rely on Barnes and Nobles here to purchase these, and going through Anthem, they just become too expensive. With the Etsy shop that they have, and I'm not affiliated, it does seem, if you're in the US, if you get 4 books, you can get free shipping, and then it makes these about $8 a book, and I think that's manageable. I did pick up the Halloween special. As soon as I saw flip-throughs of this, I instantly fell in love with all of the different artwork, and I actually do have a completed page in here. And this one is the one I did, and if it looks a little weird, I think it looks gloriously weird. It's because this is my January 3 marker challenge that I do for Corey at Colorfully Optimistic. It's not a 3 marker challenge for her, but F is for January. And so these were Ohuhu markers that start with the letter F. Forest Green, Frost Blue, and Fruit Pink. And I absolutely adore how she looks. And then I added the quote here. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about this in my completed pages, but I think the artwork in here is just so varied and stunning that I knew it was one of the ones that I wanted to get from their Etsy shop from Coloring Heaven. So that's the Halloween special, Coloring Heaven, and this is came out in 2021. I did also pick up Inktober 2020 Coloring Challenge coloring book, also by Coloring Heaven. Again, I've actually had my eye on this for a while now, and since I needed to get a certain number of books to get free shipping, I just decided to pick this one up. I did this one here. and I really like how it came out. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about the picture when I do my completed pages, but I also like the variety of art in here as well. I like the collection or something like this where it has a variety of different artists, because then I don't necessarily feel that I need to purchase other items from them, but I have a wealth of options if I'm looking for something in particular, especially if it's for Olga's Finding Color challenges that she does, or for Sarah's Coloropoly, or just another prompt that I've seen out in the community that I might enjoy. But that is the Inktober 2020 Coloring Challenge, Coloring Heaven Collection coloring book. And again, I did purchase this from Etsy. And then the final one that I purchased is the annual 2022 Coloring Heaven book. I do have all of them, and this is probably one of the ones every year that I will definitely buy, just because, again, I love the collection aspect where you just get all kinds of different artists in here. And it's a really well done book. I actually like the Coloring Heaven paper because it's single-sided. I generally do alcohol marker work anyway, so it's not necessarily a quick color because some of these are quite detailed, but it definitely is an enjoyable color. And that is, as far as I can tell, the final book that I have as of right now. I actually have a few more in my Amazon cart because I'm stress shopping. It's just been busy at work, and I haven't been stress eating, which is good, but stress shopping isn't any better. But you know, whatever, we do what we do when we can. But that's the final one that I wanted to show you. I'd love to know if you guys have any of these in your arsenal. And as always, aloha.